Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Dropping knowledge in the studio, you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This Prince Hakeem.
And this is Ronnie Ron. Hakeem, what's going on? What's going on with you today?
Was cracking. You know what it is, swag surfing.
Yeah, no, I just recently just found out that R. Kelly has been found guilty on all counts, on all 8 counts of racketeering. Yes, and I think last time we had Big Herm on the show, and now he want to come back again to talk about the trial because last time we talked about it, we thought he was not going to be found not guilty, but now the grand jury found him guilty on all 8 counts. So it's good to have Herman back on the show.
What's good, Herm?
Yes, sir. Back at it.
One more time. Seems like you're a regular provider here, a regular analyst.
Man, I'm trying to be. I'm trying.
Let's get it, man. Definitely. So in fashion, what do you feel about this whole verdict and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed, man.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed.
In him or the judicial system?
The system. Disappointed. This whole racketeering nonsense, man.
I'm gonna have to agree with you 100%.
This was straight out of a bad novel. That's what this was.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I didn't know no better, it should look like a fiction.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I asked last time, who did R. Kelly piss off?
Basically, but you know they had been wanting to get him for years.
Sad.
Yeah, they have. And the same thing about this. The only thing about this one, they added the only thing I didn't like about it, because I was reading about it. I ain't seen the whole trial. You know, it was a week trial, but I was reading about it when he was found guilty. About how his defense team kept stating how they keep bringing up cases from his old case of 2008 when he beat that case. They kept using it on this trial here. And mind you, he already beat that case already. So they brought it up again to use it against him to pretty much to find him guilty. And now that they also used surviving R. Kelly, which also the prosecutor used on this case, which his defense team didn't like as well. And also it was a lot of media attention on this case. So it kind of influenced the trial.
Definitely.
So I think he didn't have a fair. I don't think he had a fair chance.
No, he didn't. But it didn't also help that his own doctor had testified, and I don't know if you know that because in that case I found out that he had herpes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, that don't really mean nothing. Like as far as analyzing it from a regular person compared to this tabloid stuff,
right?
Them hoes did him in. Let's just first say that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot which one was the girl because I know one of the girls had
the one from Surviving R. Kelly.
Her. She had extorted him for $1,000, for $100,000, got the money, then still went back and testified against him. Mind you, she was also in a threesome with him and some other chicks. They say allegedly was supposed to be underage, and she's walking around here scot-free. Now, mind you, I've never seen this much publicity, and there's been many, many other people who's been involved in cases like that, like cases similar to that. So it's just like it was just whenever it's a black man, and they're gonna exemplify it to the third power.
There you go. They're gonna send a lynch mob.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Like,
but I would say I don't think certain cases it shouldn't be involved with the public. Because when you put cases like this in the public eye, they're gonna automatically persuade the jurors. So we're gonna be like, they don't want to make a false narrative. You get what I'm saying? Because they know all eyes are gonna be on you. I don't know, Herm. What do you think?
No, I'm with you. And the fact that that case came out so close to that documentary is it put them at an unfair advantage.
I'll take disadvantage because of that what they said. That was his defense. They say it wasn't really a fair trial, and like what Hakeem said, they've been trying to get him for years, though.
For years, listen, they're gonna appeal it. Let's get that straight. They're gonna appeal it. But here's the man. The man had been sitting in jail since last year.
Yeah,
he done got beat up in jail. He done got this, and this is why I say like people got to be careful with making accusations, like, because let me tell you something. It's a lot of famous white boys out here who panty raid. Let's get that straight. and they do that to another level.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna mention no names because I ain't trying to get in trouble, but we know we know who these people are.
Yep.
And they don't ever get mentioned to no team. Listen, look at the Subway guy. Remember what happened to him? Remember him?
No, but he is facing life in prison though.
Who?
The Subway guy.
Yeah. But listen,
For
you don't
child pornography. Yeah.
you see, you don't hear no publicity about it. You don't hear no publicity about it. When his case went down, nobody even knew he was even arrested. This is what I'm trying to say now. Like I know a lot of people might not like to hear this, man. I'm not gonna stop playing that man music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of y'all need to rethink about playing other people's music. Because the thing about it is you got to separate the art from the man. I just got a funny feeling about this. This case here, excuse me, has taken a blow to male masculinity. Playboys.
I agree.
And niggas who get chicks and fuck mad hoes. Or if you wound up dating a young joint, like a young joint. You know what I mean? And it just dawns on me as I sit back, I was just looking at, like, man, they put that man in jail. They was beating him up. Like, I wouldn't want that to happen to my own people. You want to know why I sympathize with him a little bit? I've been in that situation where somebody had made an accusation and it wasn't true. And the thing about it is, I be careful about making accusations or just jump and believe what anybody say. Because the thing about it is, what if it comes down 2 years later, all these people was just trying to get a bag off him? He does, you know what I mean? And then he's sitting in jail for nothing. You ruin his life. He can't never make music again. His own kids disowned him. He's damn near broke. I don't want to mention the record label name, but allegedly they own all the rights to his music. I believe I Can Fly and all them things. He ain't getting paid for nothing. His bank account is empty. You talking about one of the greatest singers of all time, broke. Like, is there any hope for a black man in America?
Yeah. No, you make a point. And one of the girls that testified was Stephanie. I think that's the one you're talking about. Stephanie from the testified that R. Kelly sexually abused her when she was 17 years old and recording them having sex. See, that my thing is, I was telling somebody today when I was having lunch with, I was telling them how the fact is that why not charge the parents too? Because the parents knew. The parents
was bringing them girls over there.
That's what I'm saying. Why not charge the parents? They was getting paid.
Here's another thing too. And I'm just from the outside looking in. If I'm looking at the case and I'm sitting behind, I'm one of the lawyers there, I might lean over and say, "Hey, this ain't looking good. Take the plea. Take the plea with no no allocution, meaning that you don't have to read in public that you did all that. Just take the plea. Take the plea and go to prison." Because the thing about it is, they dragging him out. They just made him look like a spectacle. America once again showed you that we can bring the black man down to his knees.
There you go. It was the OJ trial all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of people thought that when Bill Cosby got out that he won. That man still sat in jail for a number of years. This man's already in his, like, he's damn near almost out the door. He didn't win nothing. He lost some of the best years of his life. He was damn near blind when he got out. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, there has to be a way of correcting these type of things, a way of protecting our men. And another thing too, the community didn't stand behind him. That man still to this day said he didn't do nothing wrong. And I'm looking at the situation, I'm like, man, the only thing I'm gonna blame him on, and I want y'all to give me an opinion on this.
Go ahead.
And this is the same thing I blame Michael and them. At that age, why do you got young people around you?
No, but a friend of mine made a good point. Remember, you got to keep it in mind. Some of these women, when you look at some of these women, you know, sometimes you walk down the street, some girls they be young, but some of them be fully developed too. You don't know they're fully aged until you ask them. You might think they're 21, they actually 16 or 14 because they look fully developed. It does happen.
I understand that, but here's the thing: the amount of money this man have been getting money since they.
But at the same time, remember the parents knew. That's the biggest thing. That's the argument people are having today because they're like, the parents knew. It's different. The parents didn't know, but the parents knew he was a star. They let him be with his daughter.
Yeah, basically like prostitute him up. But then I'm saying to myself, Like, this is why there's too many yes men around people. I would have been like, hey, Kelly, man, these people kind of young, bro. That's what I would have been saying, Herman. I would have been like, hey, fool, you know how old she is? They would have had them kick me out the entourage. I'm like, for real, I was like, man, fool, she kind of young, bro. And I'm like, man, she can't come to the hotel back with us. Nah, I'm gonna send her Uber. Like, nah, she can't come back this way because you know what I mean. You're kind of gonna get caught up in that. That's the only thing I blame him and Michael for, having too many young people around. For what reason, I don't know. That's the thing. I get where you coming from, but you got to be able to vet people. Listen, I remember one year, Bow Wow, and this is just an example. Bow Wow, him and his security team, he was on Vlad TV. Bow Wow said that when chicks come over to his house, they sign a NDA, and they get their phone tookers, and they got to check ID.
Yeah, I like that. To me, that's a smart way to do it.
I
think celebrities need to do more of that.
Yeah, you ain't never heard Bow Wow in no scandal.
Man, it's sad it comes to that, but yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's
you
true.
gotta protect yourself.
Dude, bro, like it's to the point where even regular dudes out here, like, you know what I mean, even at certain jobs, a couple of jobs I done been on, there's a couple young joints on there. I clearly just swoosh by them, like, nah, baby. they be like, oh, Hakeem, won't you? Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Hakeem, why don't you come and chill with us? I said, look, mama, you 19, like, ew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a whole man with the pepper. I got
19 not a bad age. 19 not a bad age compared to like 15 and 14. And
still, listen. I'm gonna tell you why it's kind of bad, which you are right, it shouldn't be bad, but in the Black community, we have a problem with age gap dating. Like, if I pull up on the block with somebody that was 21, y'all know I'm 40. All y'all know I'm 40. You see somebody that's 21 can tend to go for 18. You gonna look at me a little certain kind of way. Hey, what are you doing over here with that? Because I'm gonna do the same thing too if y'all pull up with something a little bit younger. I seen that happen the other night. At one of my cousin's party, this dude brought this girl shorter than everybody. But come to find out, she was actually like 20, 24. And I'm like, hey, fool, like, what you doing over here? No, I'm for real, bro. I was like, hey.
No.
I was like, hey, bro. Like, I'm like, hey, what you doing over here with that? He was like, no, she's older. He said, man, I get that all the time. I'm like, you sure, bro? No, bro, she's older. She's in college. I'm like, damn, bro.
You gotta check that paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause she like, yeah,
bro, she was damn near 4 feet. 4 feet, bro. 4 feet. And I'm like, hey, bro, ain't with no breasts or nothing. And I'm like, hey, bro, what you doing over here?
But this is the argument. You know, I make a lot of people. You know, during the time of our grandparents, you know, back then it was allowed for them to do that, right?
Oh yeah,
you had older man dating a 14-year-old.
No, definitely. Back then. Listen, the Prophet Muhammad himself, if I'm not mistaken,
had a 9-year-old wife.
Let's be careful. We don't want the Muslims to blow us down.
No, but that's the allegation. They say he had a 9-year-old wife. That's an allegation. Doesn't mean it's real or not. But that's, you know
what I mean. As we talking, y'all talk. Let me Google that. Let's fact check.
Go ahead.
Let me go there. But
that's what they were saying. Like, they were like saying certain prophets had younger women back then, and it was acceptable back then. So they were like, "What's the big deal is now?"
You want to know?
Then it was okay. Mm-hmm. What is the big deal now? That's the whole issue with the R. Kelly case. Not only that, but do you know there are also women who be having sex with younger boys in high school?
Yeah,
I think I would that. And getting pregnant off the kids and nobody saying a thing about it.
Yeah.
So why not the teachers getting charged for that? Why not the women are getting charged the way R. Kelly charged?
You want to know something? It's so funny that you say that. You want to know something? That we live in a very biased world.
Oh yeah,
and very, very biased world. So a lot of women this is why I say I don't know when women complain that there's issues amongst them when they have a lot of leeway in a lot of other things. You feel me? Because like the same crimes they do, we do it. We get a harsher punishment.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've never seen, like, I don't know if you remember one case. This lady had got arrested she had a baby with a young dude. She went to jail, came out, still had custody of it, and still put the dude on child support.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that case. Yeah.
I was like baffled behind that. Like, so we're talking about a situation where shit was kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? These are teeth cringing conversations. But age gap dating is a big thing. And Ron, you are right. They still, in certain countries, 17 is kind of like the legal way for certain kids, for certain girls to get married. And I know in certain African countries and in certain Arab countries, at 17, you can be married off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they say as soon as a woman get her period, they consider her to be a woman in those cultures. Okay.
Yeah.
So mind you, they still had that same ideology back then in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s and also in the 30s. So they were like, okay, if it was acceptable back then, what's the issue is now?
Right.
But the problem is because they say society had changed, there's law in place. But then Hakeem the other day, Hakeem was telling me that certain places and certain laws, like in I think South Carolina, and you could date somebody in the age of 16.
Yeah, and I know Boston is 17.
See, so why charge R. Kelly with that if he was dating some of these women in those states? So that's the thing that people have. But then people are like, no, because he gave them money for sex. But they said somebody made an argument too. You know, this among men. Men, you know, we talk about this too. You know, most of the time when men have sex with a woman, he normally give woman gifts.
Yeah.
Is that considered prostitution?
There you go. You're paying for it some type of way.
Yeah, so is it really considered prostitution, or are you just taking care of the woman because that's the one you having sex with?
I guess because you paid the restaurant is different.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think that's the issue that a lot of guys now are more afraid of women now because they're like, even if we have sex and I give her some money, she might say, hey, I'm treating her like a prostitute.
Yeah, but still, you know, there's certain places in the Rust Belt and the Bible Belt where people are still dating young people and it's just like accepted. You know what I mean? Like girls are still getting pregnant at 17. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's pressing charges. You know what I mean? And let's get something straight for the listeners. We're not saying we doing that shit.
Right.
Let's just get that straight because sometimes people are run with some narrative. No, we're not doing that, but we're just trying to paint a narrative where like it's a lot like, and to be honest with you, bro, I'm gonna say something real controversial, and I know people might say black people are not known to be like fucking young joints, like if we talking about like percentage wise, like growing up in school, I really never knew black dudes getting young girls pregnant. I'm not saying it's not there. It's just not like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like compared, like now here's the thing. I don't want to say this because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm pointing a finger. You remember them group of people? You remember there was some people we grew up with, they was getting pregnant at a younger age. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
I don't want to say the name.
Laughing, but
Herman know what I'm talking about. You know them other, you know them, you know me, the people, you know, because you know we love them too. They in our clique, but you know them other people that went out of pattern and stuff with us, like the ones that lived over the other side.
On the other side of that bridge over
there. On the other side of that bridge. Yeah, you know what I mean? Listen. I vividly remember one girl who I went to school with from Attapata. She had got pregnant at 16 and got married with the dude.
Well, that's not a bad thing, though.
No, that's not a bad thing. But listen, that's considered still nasty because the guy was older. But in their community, it's okay.
Here you go.
You know what
I'm trying to tell you. So what R. Kelly did, was it really bad though? That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, it wasn't. I'm just saying. Honestly, bro, I didn't hear, and people might have an issue with this conversation. We didn't hear no muscling went on. We didn't hear that he was beating them upside their heads, was like telling them to bend over, was taking stuff. He wasn't. A lot of these people's like kind of like willing participant. And I know that says certain age of consent, that since you're at a certain age, you don't have the age to consent to things. And don't say we agree with that. But the thing about it is, bro, like racketeering, nah, man. Like, I don't want that man to sit in jail like that. Like for
Right.
No, but
something.
shout out to Tony. But shout out to Tony Sotomayor. He made a good point too. If 16 is really a concern for them to make consent, how come when you're 16 years old they say you go get a license?
You see, now that's crazy.
That was it. He made a good point. When he made a good point, that's true. You could be 16 years old to go get a license.
Go
and
get a
drive
drive.
Mind you, drive a vehicle, which is more dangerous.
More
you know
dangerous.
What I'm saying? He made a great point.
He did.
And
He
now
does
he's
have a
talking
point
about
on that.
the R. Kelly. He's talking about the R. Kelly now because he dating a 16-year-old who gave him her consent.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? You do got a lot of that too. And I love that you brought that point up because it's the same way where like you got to be I think 18 to drink or buy cigarettes or 21.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff where there's a lot of stuff, you know, we live in a very hyper religion. Like a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these laws date back from the Puritan age when religion mainly ran the United States. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This the reason why we don't have things like polygamy here. Knowing that polygamy would solve a lot of issues. Don't get me wrong. We got them boys down in Utah and Texas got their own little thing going on there. You feel me?
Facts.
Living their best life.
You know what I mean? They got their own thing going on there. You know what I mean? And nobody not saying nothing over there, but it's like who made people the moral police?
Yeah.
Trust me, a lot of people might not like this. If I had over 100 racks, I will put that money up under an anonymous name to get R. Kelly out.
Really, you want R. Kelly out? I think he. The only reason why I think he belong here because R. Kelly got a sexual appetite. I don't think that's gonna. He need therapy ASAP. Sometimes being locked up is not a bad thing. Sometimes he need to recruit himself, not with the general public, but for him. I think that's the only place for him to help.
No, definitely. But here's the thing, though. When we talking about, listen, I didn't condone what he do, but man, they about to hit that man with time, bro. And there's other people out here done did worse.
I agree with that statement. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, listen, is Weinstein even in jail?
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? And he physically muscled something. This is what I'm saying, man. They about to hit that man with worse, man. Come on, man.
So I was saying, look at Weinstein. Prime example. You brought a Weinstein. Look at Weinstein. Prime example. You see, he dated somebody that was 12 years old, but he had the parents' consent. But that what they were like. They always make an example of the blacks instead of the white. I think that's what people have an issue with because they were like, "Oh, you're gonna do fair game."
Let's say allegedly now.
The black, you
okay, there you go. Alleged.
Allegedly, we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, it's allegedly. Yeah,
we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure.
Now, mind you, we all talking. Yeah, the thing, you're right. The thing is, I want you to repeat what you just said because it's in the media they're making an example out of us all the time.
Yeah, man, example of black. Yeah, they very biased. The blacks are always the prime example instead of the white because remember, the world population in the United States are primarily white. So don't you supposed to make more example of the whites than the blacks because the blacks are following the whites? You get what I'm saying? Like every crime and every case is like they always targeting the black man. He's the vicious. He's the sexual. He has the more sexual appetite. He's the rapist. He's the child pornography. All of these things.
No facts, and they make us look very hypersexual. They make us look like super thugs. You know what I mean? Mind you, they'll call us migrants and we'll live here and we live here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They did that to them people in New Orleans. They say they called them people migrants and they was in Hurricane Katrina.
That's crazy.
They called them people migrants. So that's why I was like, a lot of people might get mad, but hey man, sometimes I go overboard convicting people here, man. I won't listen, trust and believe. If this platform ever gets big, and when it gets big and it gets enough money, I'm gonna take some of my money and try to get R. Kelly out. I don't care if nobody don't like me. Because you want to know why?
You about to get a lot of thumbs down.
Yeah, they could, but listen, it's a lot of. I don't want to mention these people's name, bro. But there's some people out here doing. Come on, man. You know Herman, man. You know what I'm talking about, bro. It's some people out here doing worse things, bro, and they're walking around here free. I'm talking about real panty raiders. I'm talking about snip.
I would say in this case, they didn't really have hardcore evidence.
No, they
just brought out
didn't.
evidence for the whole trial. That's why I was like, it wasn't even. I thought, to be honest, I thought he was going to win that case because they kept bringing the same evidence to 2008.
Right.
That's why I say it was shocking when I heard he got guilty. That's why I was like, I was more shocked. I was like, really? I thought he was going to get off in 2 days.
Yeah, but what's shocking was when they convicted him of sex racketeering.
Yeah, that's a heavy charge.
That shit had my stomach hurting.
Yeah, that's a heavy charge.
That shit had my stomach hurting.
And then sexual exploitation and child trafficking. Those are some serious charges that get you buried in prison.
Right.
And he don't deserve that. No, I think he should have a fair trial. Everybody's saying they say he should have a fair trial. I think they'll do it again. I think they do it. But it depends on how big his money is because he have a lot of legal.
Listen, he does, man. And they say he's broke. Listen, he has divorce. He is on child support. Like, mind you, like at the most a year, man. At the most a year, man, this shit kind of tough, bro. There's some stuff I want to say, dog. I just don't want to get people mad, bro.
But go ahead. It's open floor. You're supposed to be able to say
yeah. You know, I know that, you know, I want my voice to be heard, but damn, bro. Like these people be gooking out here, man. They be like I can't really say what I want to say, bro. Like, cause
but you gotta understand the law of the land is not really for black people. I think people gotta really understand that. The law of the land is not really for black people. Even though we are American, but it's not really for us. We didn't create these laws.
No, we didn't. Listen, we're just residents here. We don't own this place.
Yeah, I was saying we don't own nothing. So it's like we do our thing, but do it the right way and just stay out of trouble.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's just not for us.
Bro, like, and that's the crazy thing, man. Like, this is a white man's heaven here. Why do you think white people get more benefits in a lot of stuff? Crimes, you know what I mean? You got certain dudes can be panty raiders. Bro, this is why I say I'm baffled. Like, there's some dudes who were actual panty raiders, snip. And these dudes are walking around here, and you telling me R. Kelly got convicted of racketeering of sex?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you can even be charged with racketeering of sex till now.
Yeah, that's a heavy charge.
Hold on, let me ask Google. Hey Google, what is sex racketeering? What the fuck?
Hey, she don't even understand.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand.
Hey Google, what is racketeering of sex?
Good. Google, like, I don't.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop. All right, that's enough.
Hey, he the example. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much that you want to go that route. That's right. Why go. And not only that, but he also got the charge of a Mann Act, which was created in 1910. It's for like you cannot use women for sex exploitation, and he did that too, which is another heavy crime. Mind you, he have 8 counts, but actually I'm mistaken. He have 9 counts that he's charged with, and not only that, but he has to go back to court again in Illinois for child pornography. So his legal body just started. It's not over yet.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, they're gonna try to bury. I'm telling you, they're trying to bury him in court. He's gonna be like another guy named Malachi Z. York. Same thing. Yeah, they're gonna give him a lot, like try to give him 1,000 years in prison.
Man, hey Google, define racketeering. See, but that's the thing I don't understand. He didn't get no money from. He didn't pimp no girls out.
The man went broke. So
I took him out. The man broke.
Yeah. Then they say they charge him with sex trafficking. Like what? Yeah. What's going on here, bro?
Except trafficking is a serious charge because you're telling me that you coerce them to go and have sex with other people, and he doesn't do that. That's why I was like, it was BS. Like I was saying, it was to make an example out of him, right. Which they did because he's gonna be buried in prison unless he get it overturned.
Listen, it might be just me, but I find it no coincidence that this man got charged with these crimes after his money went dry.
Yeah, basically.
That's what everybody was saying too. Because he started paying them. You don't see his wife recently just came out again and talking about, I kind of figured he wasn't gonna get off. And I'm like, I'm listening to her and I'm like, why are you going against your husband? You don't try with your husband, but you see how some woman will turn on you.
That's why. Shout out to Camille Cosby. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
We need to say that we need to put respect on her name.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she kept it solid.
Yeah.
She
So
kept
I
it.
don't know. I want to ask y'all any final thoughts on y'all on this case.
Really, I don't know, man. My stomach hurt. Like,
Well, let me start off.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It's as a child, I wanted to be famous so bad, rich and famous, for the purposes of getting whatever I want. And come to find out, you can't even have a house full of bitches no more when you're rich, because
Nope.
apparently you're keeping them trapped in the mansion, and that's a bad thing.
They say you're running a brothel.
I mean, I mean, how long you Hefner had his house?
Oh my God.
Over a decade.
Let's talk about it, man.
Over a decade.
Your former president used to be okay. All right, I go. All right.
Yeah, I know he was in there. All of them was in there. R.
Be
Kelly
quiet.
was in there. Will Smith was in there. All of them was in there.
Be quiet.
Remember the Playboy Mansion? I wanted to go in there at one point. I was like, man, I would go to Playboy Mansion. Right now it's just a museum now. But I want to go to Playboy Mansion. Remember the Snow Bunny? I know Hakeem was dreaming of going to Playboy Mansion.
I do. Long time ago, man. I wanted to be there, and I wanted to have a robe just like Hugh Hefner sitting in there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like everybody get famous and want a harem of women.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Want to live like King Solomon. We all do.
Facts. It's a desire of the man.
Now you have
I can't say he don't got no final thoughts.
No, man. My stomach hurts. You talking to me.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on, one more thing, man. It's crazy how I know we keep saying these 15-year-olds, but it was grown women testifying that they got taken advantage of too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, grown woman, yes. Correct.
Yeah. Yo, they say they was being brainwashed, but you got
Gucci because
there.
he was when he was having sex with her, he was telling him to shut up. And I'm like, men do that in sex all the time. Like, you know how you dirty talk. So they were trying to use his dirty talk as a way of him to sleep with him.
Man.
The prosecutor was good. I ain't gonna lie, it was good. They knew how to persuade the jurors.
Now he about to go sit in prison.
Yeah.
Hey, label this video the execution of R. Kelly. That's
man.
Oh my
man, the rise and fall. You know what I mean?
You know, no, but this one right here, this one right here. My final thought, mind you, R. Kelly was trapped in the closet. Now he's gonna continue to be trapped in this closet. Mind you, he was trapped in the closet, and mind you, he's gonna remain in this closet until one day somebody finally opens the door.
Oh man.
Being said, you already that being said, Chaos Culture Radio.
We out. Free R. Kelly. Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.